Day 26, we have 30 Days of Night. Here we go. 30 Days of Night was released in 2007. After an Alaskan town is plunged into darkness for a month, it is attacked by a bloodthirsty gang of vampires. Just getting this out of the way, this is my favorite vampire movie ever. Period. No exceptions. Whatever other vampire movie you bring to me, I will watch this over that. A lot of it has to do with the setting and one of the overall plot points of the town experiencing a month of darkness. It's a very cold, dark, isolated town, and half of the citizens in this town actually leave for the month and then return once the suns come back out. The opening shot of this movie is super effective, and then the tone kind of just crescendos on from there and builds throughout. The first time I saw this, ironically enough, it was snowing outside. Thanks to a couple select scenes in this movie, I was not able to sleep very well that night. The design, the overall aesthetic of these vampires is really creepy. It works so well for the tale that this movie's trying to tell. There's something really primal about them, but at the same time, their actions and their decisions are very contained and calculated. The way they move and speak and feed, it's all very visceral, and I think Danny Huston does a fantastic job playing the lead vampire. And the language and the dialect that they have between each other is so off-putting and uncomfortable. I'm gonna try and find a little clip to put up here so that you guys can maybe get a taste for it. If you haven't seen it, it might entice you to check it out. I don't know. My man, Josh Hartnett, who makes his second appearance on this list. I talked about him in The Faculty. He does great in this movie. And he leads a pretty good cast. You also have Melissa George, Mark Boone Jr., and also Ben Foster, who... There's a scene in this movie where he goes into a diner and requests to eat raw hamburger meat. And I've never forgotten it since I've seen this movie. Anytime I see him in any other movie, I think of that scene because the way he pronounces the words is so intriguing and just weird. I'm gonna put that in here too.
Forget about the liquor, Lucy. Just bring me a bowl of raw hamburger.
This film had audiences and critics split with the way they decided to wrap this film up. Some loved it and some thought that it was pretty erratic. I thought that it was pretty intelligent, the move they decided to make, and it leads to a sort of final showdown or fight that is definitely worth experiencing. And the final sort of 2 to 3 minutes of this movie I thought was a perfect poetic sort of ending, but it spawned a sequel that I refuse to fucking speak of because it is nothing like this. And if you watch the first one and enjoy it, no matter how much you want to, do not fucking watch the sequel. First of all, they recast Josh Hartnett and Melissa George. Second of all, it takes place in an entirely different setting. And third of all, just fucking trust me. Don't watch it. This movie's streaming right now for free on Pluto TV. If you're one of the 7 people in the world that use Pluto TV, give it a watch. Otherwise, you can rent it from Redbox for $1.99, or if you want to pay $3.99, it's also available on YouTube. As always, I appreciate you guys, and I will see you tomorrow for day 27. Peace.